Now it's time to talk and understand about NFTs. NFT, non-fungible tokens, are digital assets that can be owned and stored digitally. An NFT can range from art, fashion product, music, dialogues, videos, as well as moments of a sportsperson. They are often transacted using cryptocurrencies. Now, I would like to welcome Mr. Yash Sharma once again to give more insights on this NFTs. I'm done with my college actually back in 2020, and I'm to this blockchain space since 2018, and into the developer relation thing since 2018 as well. So I know like how these things work, and I also done that. Like attended the first part of the session, and then thinking about and then telling my professor that hey, sir, can you please give me like attendance? Like it will be less than 75. Can you please give me the attendance? And like we were having like good singing with professors and all. So it used to work every time, but I'm really glad. I'm really glad to see that you all are back here for these sessions, and definitely will make it something out of it. At least like when you will go back from here. So my goal was to come here and bring back is to when you go back from here, you should have some knowledge, and you can do something with that knowledge. Actually, like if you want to create an application, if you want to do something with blockchain, maybe you can tell your younger ones or your neighbors or your other batchmates that what actually blockchain is, and give them like a whole part what you are learning over here, and maybe get some more resources to get started into this because there's a large demand of the MBA or the financial background students in this space, and they are making a huge money. Can you guess how much money some of the people from the financial background can be making in this space? Any guesses in the blob app space? Any guess, like what you can compare, like what kind of package actually financial background students are getting right now and what they can get in Web3? Any guess, like what you can say? 50, 60 LPA. Okay, and anyone else? Anyone else? 50, 60 LP is quite easily you can get in this space. I'm not just kidding. It's actually true. If you have a good financial background, you know the moving pieces of the market, you know tokenomics, token plus economics, that's how these eat token, sold token, and how these things work, how to create tokenomics for new blockchains, new networks coming in the space, and how to play with these decentralized financing things, how to consult about DeFi to people, and not about this. Like if you are a good writer, like if you're something like if you want to write a good content, if you write a good content about DeFi financial things and do more research on the moving pieces of this market, like this volatile thing, how this crypto market goes up and down and all, you can make a huge money out of it. So that's my goal to make you aware with all kind of opportunities are available in the space for financial students, right? When I was in the college, I was also expecting to be get into a Google with 20, 40 LP of package, and it was like a kind of a dream job for me. But then I get into the 2018, I get into the blockchain space. It was really fascinating, and since then, I never went to want to go back and work in with for Google to compromise my privacy and let others compromise their privacy too. So DeFi is a term named as decentralized finance. You know, centralized finance, like you work with Paytm or these are like you send money and all. These are financial apps, right? I would say Zero and everything you invest in buy stock market to all these things, shares and all. So it's a traditional financing, right? You know all the pieces of traditional finance, but when you're moving to the DeFi, decentralized finance, if you know the back and forth pieces of it, like what's actually happens with the decentralized finance, uh, how to work with the decentralized finance and all this, so you can make a huge money out of it, and you can play a very important role in the ecosystem as well. So that's my goal, and I expect you to be there as well. But moving forward, NFTs, one of the most buzzword in the space. One of the most buzzword. I truly say. It's my observation. I'm not sure that it's correct or not, but in Web3 space, what happens is every year, one thing comes in the industry, whole year, it goes on like that, and in the next year, something new comes in, right? So in 2020, everyone was talking about DeFi. In 2021, everyone was talking about NFTs, like NFTs. Still, people are talking about NFTs. And in 2022, people are talking about DAOs. Have you heard about DAOs as well? DAOs. decentralized autonomous organizations, right? So everyone is talking about that. So every year, the blockchain space, the Web3 space is growing very rapidly. Bunch of new things coming in, and one of these is NFT, which we are going to talk about today. But it's not the Web3 space is not limited to cryptocurrency. It's not limited to NFTs. It's not limited to DeFi, and it's not limited to just games or something. There's a huge ecosystem, it's a vast world. You can build a bunch of things out of it, and as my observation, developers, financial background people, and everyone, right? Those who are working at really good places, in Padilla, they're contributing to this place really well and making a huge money out of it. And right, so it's not, crypto is not just limited to all these things. Crypto or blockchain is not limited to this only thing. It's more than that. It's more of about owning your own data and building and educating about people about this technology, right? So NFTs, one of the most buzzword. So what are NFTs, right? Anyone can give me a loud answer or something. Whatever you know about NFTs actually, like and NFTs. Have anyone heard about NFTs or read about NFTs? Anything? Yeah. You can go next. Yeah.
So NFTs mean non-fungible tokens. So these are like the digital assets. Means a particular image will be there. So these are totally unique. A limited number of these images are being made, and these are being sold and transacted. And whosoever is the creator of that particular image, he will always get a commission every time it gets on like sale.
Like that's one of the use case, like I can say, yeah, that's one of the use case, like what we call it. I'm forgetting that term, but yeah, that's one of the things. That's great. And you?
NFT is it's like for non-fungible token. Fungible means non-fungible means which you cannot duplicate. And this is very you cannot duplicate or transfer it. You have the only authority to it. So it is basically currently it is very based on piece of art, which can be music. Even now memes are also converting into NFTs and the like photos or everything. But and they have a value to it. So like Mona Lisa painting, if it was made in digital platform by Leonardo da Vinci, then like if current, it can become an NFT because and if I am owning to it, I can only have that authority.
That's really both of the those are correct actually, right? So NFTs, right, termed as non-fungible tokens, right? It's growing. That term is actually being very popular among the non-tech people right nowadays. Tech people actually building NFT platforms, NFT marketplaces, deploying NFT collections. That's what they are doing, really doing great. And non-tech people actually collecting NFTs, trading NFTs, and investing in NFTs and whatnot. They are doing those things, right? So that space is growing very rapidly and going further, right? So NFTs stand for non-fungible token, which means it's unique and can't be replaced or something else. As an example, I can give you more of each example. Okay, for example, you click the picture, right? For example, we are taking this. You click one picture. You went to a trip. You click the one picture and you posted it on internet. Or maybe if you're a fascinated, like a passionate photographer, you put that picture for National Geographic competition, right? To get a prize for it, right? And suddenly someone copies it from the internet and submit that for some other competition and says that he's the owner of that picture. Is there any way that someone or the judges can verify this picture is actually belongs to this person or not? Is there a way? No one, right? No one. Maybe you are not a passionate photographer, but you click a really amazing picture and you posted it on Instagram profile. Someone copied it from there and posted it for a competition and got a prize. Will you really like it? No, right? And there is a way that someone can verify that picture belongs to that person or not. No, right? So that's where the NFTs comes in to bring back the ownership to the actual creators of that content, of that art piece, or anything, right? And NFTs are not just limited to art pieces, images, videos, music, but there are a bunch of other use cases which are being unlocked by the power of NFTs, right? For which we will be going to discuss more further in this. But yeah, so why NFTs, right? Well, as I mentioned, that on internet, the price of duplicating a digital asset is like an image file, audio text document is just zero, right? It's just zero. Like, for example, this presentation, just taking this presentation, okay? I created this presentation, right? And someone go and say that this presentation is created by them and they present it somewhere in another university. So is there a way that they can verify that this presentation was created by Yash Sharma or XYZ other person? No. But I posted this presentation as an NFT, right? As an NFT, then anyone can verify that this presentation belongs to XYZ person, right? So they know that actually I'm the original creator of this presentation, of this image, or of this content or file, right? So that's where the NFT comes in. Right now, the cost of duplicating it is really zero. You can easily copy paste it anywhere, and that's how it is, right? There's a way to prove. There is no way to prove true ownership, as I mentioned. Right? NFT brings transparency to see who owns and what. It doesn't matter and how many replicas are created because everyone knows who holds the original, right? So it's more to bring the ownership that someone have an image or someone have an audio, for example. Exactly. Take A.R. Rahman. Okay. A.R. Rahman created a song. Okay, created a tune just for 30-second tune, and he posted it as NFT, right? So and he said that okay, I want to sell it out. Okay, and you have to collect it. It can be a collectible, right? Because it's created by A.R. Rahman. It's a 30-second of tune which is like never been created before, and you can collect it and you can own it and you can trade it later, right? Because and it can be only one in the whole space. But if you post it, but instead of that, if A.R. Rahman posts that tune on Spotify or on YouTube, anyone can download it and anyone can have it in their wallet. And maybe after 50 years, someone will recreate that tune and will say, okay, I'm the one original creator of this music or this tune, right? Exactly, right? So there is no way of ownership. So NFTs to bring more transparency and bring the transparency on the ownership of that content and piece, right? So content creators, artists can save their work anywhere and able to claim royalties directly. That term was royalties that you were mentioning that they will be able to get some kind of a commission on their artist as soon as that it gets sold further. Right? So that term is royalties, right? So for example, A.R. Rahman created a kind of a music file, sold it for 1 Ethereum, which means like actually around $2,000+. And later, every time when I own it for $2,000, I sold it further for $2,500. 0.5% or 1% of that total traded amount will go to A.R. Rahman. And till that, blockchain is immutable as we discussed. So anything is updated on blockchain or uploaded on blockchain never can be deleted. That's correct. So which means that that music file will always exist on blockchain, and till that exists on blockchain, always it will be traded. And whenever it will be traded, A.R. Rahman will always get that percentage of that of this content or of this art piece every time when it will be traded further, right? It's not possible right now if we post it on Spotify paying a certain amount, or if millions of listeners will listen that music. Okay, A.R. Rahman will get a certain amount of money because millions of people came to Spotify to listen that, right? But NFTs unlocking a large opportunity for A.R. Rahman. They're designed in different ways actually as well. So there are some semi-fungible tokens as well. For example, one piece of art can be owned by a few people, like semi-fungible ones. There are NFTs can be owned by only one person. Actually, can be addressed by many people.
So, like, let's say that a piece of music is an NFT.
Yeah.
So you created it, you phoned it to me, I
Yeah.
then phoned it to someone else.
Yeah.
Then how will it ensure that now I don't have access to that?
I showed you Block Explorer. I showed you Etherscan or Polkadot Explorer. If you remember in the previous blockchain, everything will be updated over there.
But sir, it's just seeing that who is the current owner of that piece of NFT.
Right.
But what I am saying is, how can we ensure that the person before that now cannot have an access to that piece of music?
That's how actually. Okay. You mean that if you sold it, so how you can you don't have access to it, right?
Yes, I should
Okay.
not have an access to it now.
Listen me right now. For example, if you have an image right now, the image which you are seeing on this presentation, on the right hand side, that image, this image is an NFT actually. Okay, and this NFT owned by me. Okay, how this like on Christmas, on the last Christmas, our company actually gave us NFT. Like in companies like Web2 or companies, what they do, they give chocolates, cakes, pastries on Christmas. In Web3, companies give NFTs to their employees. And that's NFT which ensures that I'm the part of that team and I own that NFT. Okay. And if I say it further, okay, I can make a copy of it. But the true ownership can be verified on the blockchain explorer. Remember that you can. If I have this, I have copied this. Okay. If I copied this, then if I sold it further, I have a copy of it. Okay. But now in the actual papers or in the not papers but in the actual terms, it's not transferred or sold to someone else from where it can be verified. Now, if you will say and if you will go and say to this person that hey, this NFT is actually owned by me, not by him, he will say okay, show it to me on the block explorer. Now you don't already in the block explorer, it's actually updated that you already sold it to someone else, right? Now you are the no longer owner of it. You just have copied it, you just saved it as an image, but you are no longer owner of it.
It's not about fighting for the content, it's about
Fighting for ownership. Ownership, exactly. It's more of about ownership, right? So it's copyrights, like how copyrights is actually not global thing, right? For example, someone can have a Taxila.in, okay, and like you guys have a domain Taxila.in. Anyone can have a Taxila.com as well, right? Right.
Can the book become an NFT?
Yeah, book can anything can be an NFT. Anything can be an NFT, right?
So
Yeah.
basically, then if the whole ownership is dependent on the IP rights, the intellectual property.
Exactly. Right. So it actually depends on the IP rights, what he mentioned, right? You can verify on the just a minute. It can be verified on the Blog Explorer. You can say and go that I own, I have this image, so I'm the owner of it. That's how I can say and say like Taj Mahal mera hai. Will you wait it? That was something else that Natwardal did back years ago, that he sold that the Taj Mahal to someone foreigners. But that was a separate thing. But it's not something like that. I can do it right now. I can go so Taj Mahal mera, I want to sold it out. No, nothing like that, right? You need papers. You want to verify it from the government, right? So that's how the same thing. Like if you want to verify it, you have to go through a Blog Explorer or you have to go through the platform where you can actually verify it. Where on that platform you actually already sold it to someone else, right? Which verifies that you are the no longer author of that. But if that NFT has a royalty attached with it, so always AR Rahman or the person who actually created that NFT will get a royalty on every time it will be traded. So that's how the things work. Your question.
So for example, A.R. Rahman sold a song for $2,000.
Yeah.
I bought it for $2,000.
Yeah.
And I copied the song in my laptop.
Yeah.
And sold it for $2,500. So I make a $500 profit.
Exactly. You can copy it. It's again.
If I keep the song and I get a profit.
It's not about keeping that content in your local file. It's more about ownership. For example, you can make a replica Mona Lisa. Okay, Mona Lisa, only one painting is there in the world, right? Someone can make a copy of it and keep it for their own happiness.
Perfect replica, right? If I make a copy of the song, I have perfect replica.
You have a perfect replica. Okay, you have a perfect replica. I agree on that. Okay, you have a perfect replica. But here we are not talking about the content, but we are talking about the ownership of the content. Okay.
So that the replica has no value.
Replica has no value actually.
Exactly.
We are talking about ownership, right? Replica has no value. For example, if you heard about like Nike or the Nike actually jumping into the NFT things and they are actually creating NFT of their shoes. And when you buy an NFT, you get a physical shoe, right? Getting that point? So, for example, you buy a NFT Air Jordan Air One, and you get a shoe to wear as well with that NFT. And that shoe is actually only two pieces in the whole world, or only one piece in the world. Take it as a one piece in the whole world. Okay, so anyone on the Block Explorer can verify that you are the one who actually owns that shoe. That's actually unique piece in the whole world. You are the one. Okay, and now you say I want to sell it further to me, right? And I'm interested to get that one single shoe copy, like a one single kind of a shoe in the world. I want to buy that, and you say, "नहीं, मैं तुमको सिर्फ NFT दूंगा, and I want to keep that shoe." Or maybe you will say, "I will keep the shoe. I will keep the NFT, and I will give you the shoe." Does it matter to me that I want to take it because I want to prove that I'm the one who actually have the
only one shoe in the whole world that actually created, right? So I want to get that. So also I need an NFT. I don't need a shoe actually. Okay, I need a shoe with that NFT so I can wear that shoe and I can show out to the people that actually I wear that as well, right? Why people actually buy Lamborghini or buy Lamborghini or Rolls Royce instead of buying a Tata, like Tata or any other Fortuner or anything else? Why? Because they want to show their ownership, right? What they can afford, like a kind of thing that they have ownership, right? Why other people actually buy only, right, Ferrari, which is only one in the world, or Bugatti Veyron, which is like a gold Bugatti, one only in the world. Why they want to own it? Because they want to show that that belongs to them, right? So it's all about ownership.
There's only one Bugatti Chiron. You can't copy the big Bugatti Chiron.
You can't why you can't copy it?
There's only one.
You can't copy it. Bugatti can make it another one as well. Bugatti can make it another one, or maybe like any other engineer. There are a bunch of people actually in the world smart.
I can get that Bugatti Chiron for free.
What?
I can get it for free. Like if I copy your NFT, I
Yeah.
get it for free.
Yeah.
I
So
can
some
get Bugatti Chiron for free.
exactly someone else can make a Bugatti Chiron for free as well, na? Something if they want, if it's smart enough, they can make it something else as well. So it's all what I'm totally going to say is that it's more about ownership instead of the content. आप खुद की खुशी के लिए कंटेंट कॉपी करके म्यूजिक सुन सकते हो, ठीक है, इन योर लैपटॉप, बट यू कैन प्रूव दैट एक्चुअली यू आर द ओनर ऑफ इट. Okay, for example, you can say that you own the Taj Mahal, but for your own happiness. But you know the truth that you are not the owner of the Taj Mahal. Okay, you know that.
The difference is I don't have the Taj Mahal. I have the NFT with me.
You have a.
I have the NFT with me. If I copy it, I have the NFT with me, but I don't have the Taj Mahal.
You said that you copied it in your local machine and you sold that NFT to someone else. Okay. So what you are going to do with that NFT now? You are going to create another one or what?
I make a profit and I keep the object.
Yeah.
It's not about making profit or keeping that. It's more of about ownership. It's more about ownership. Why you are making? Just listen me. Why you are making a profit on it? Because it's unique, right? So if you sold it for $2,500, okay, which means like you kept it in local, okay, and sold it further for $2,500. The next person another day will sell it for $4,500, made much more profit than you, right? But if you had that NFT, you'd have been make $4,500 now instead of selling it for $2,500. Now you can sell that one single image which you copied in your local file for $4,500 now. Because that person have NFT, he can sell it for $4,500, but the copy content you have in your machine from 4 months ago, you can't sell it again for $4,500. Ownership of the content.
The second part is the royalty one.
Yeah.
So ARM makes money whenever the NFT is sold again.
Yeah.
So it depends on how many times the NFT is being sold. So for example, if I'm a diehard fan of ARM,
Yeah.
so I'll keep the NFT forever.
Yeah, it's up to you.
So for $2,000, you keep the $2,000. So you won't keep money.
The usage of that NFT will give you the value, not the buying.
Usage or royalty, usage of say.
If there's a music file, okay, created, it has attached royalty with it. You will trade it further. Royalty will go to. Listen. It's okay. Okay. I'm here to like make it more interactive, so I'm enjoying that conversation. Okay, so trade it further. Okay, the original creator of that NFT will get royalty every time you will trade it, and it's not mandatory that you have to keep it or you have to sell it. If you are keeping it,
If I keep it forever,
yeah,
so won't ARM make more money if he's selling it? Like publishers on Spotify.
it doesn't matter. Like for example, like it depends on the kind of a content and the uniqueness. We are going to talk about this further. I will show you in the live example that how the uniqueness has been or the rarity of the content has been created. For example, I would say like if we put that music on the YouTube, he will make revenue from the only advertisement which are coming up on the YouTube, right? Which is not something high enough or something, right? But and it's not like lifetime it will go through or something like that, right? So he will, and that content can be easily copied. That content has no value actually. It's just on AR Rahman's channel, and it's actually centralized. One more thing, if YouTube decide that this content is something against our terms and conditions, YouTube will delete it. AR Rahman will lose his content. That content has zero value. right? But if that is on NFT platform, no one can delete it. Anyone can verify it. It has a attached value with it. AR Rahman will get royalty on top of it for the rest of his lifetime. Okay, every time it will be traded. For example,
If I don't trade, I'm a diehard ARM fan.
uh-huh.
If I don't trade at an equal percent,
Yeah,
to satisfy my ego,
yeah.
so then ARM won't make any money.
It's fine to it's fine to AR Rahman. When AR Rahman is making NFT, it's totally understandable to him now that he's solding it out, and it depends on the people they want to sold it out or not. If you're keeping it with you, and the older the content is going on, the value of that NFT will always will grow. Now, for example, like there's a Rolls Royce 2022 model, there's a Rolls Royce of 1960 model, okay, which has a high value. 1961 now because it's unique, it's only one in the world, and the Rolls Royce which is coming up in the 2022, it has like 20 copies of it, which has more value. The Rolls Royce which was used by the king of Jaipur Maharaja, the Maharaja of Jaipur, right? And it has more value, right? So you will keeping it, you will trade it further, so you will trade it for more, and AR Rahman will get a more royalty. So it depends on you if you want to keep it forever or something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
Sir, like it can be like A.R. Rahman is selling it for the first time and he is making that profit in the first time only.
Yeah.
After that, it is a plus profit like royalty
Exactly.
will come.
Yeah.
It will be a plus, but he made profit out of
Already.
it the first time.
Already. Also, it's not mandatory that royalty should be attached with that. There can be no royalty as well. So he said like, okay, मैं इतने में बेच के खत्म. Like I don't want to own it. It's done. Like now it's up to you. You want to keep it. Don't want to keep it. It's up to you. You want to sell it further. You don't want to sell it further. It's all your choice. So it's all good. That's how it works. Yeah.
Also, sir, the thing is that it's not about selling the thing. It is at the end, NFT is a collectible, and for collectibles, basically bidding happens. And so if he's a diehard fan, and I'm a commercial, like I'm a company who's going to use that song and going to pay royalties, and further I'll also sell it. If I bid for 1 million and he's such a diehard fan that he wants to collect it, then he may ask for 5 million, bid 5 million, and he gets it at the end.
Exactly. That's
how. So, but the bidding, so the royalty still is at a very stake point. That's what I'm tripping on.
royalty is
Still on a very vague side. That like the
royalty is not something that I have designed that के मेरे को हर बार royalty चाहिए, right? Royalty is something that I created some valuable content, and if I will be trading it, like I think that it will be creating value. It will be traded every time. I want something on top of it. Okay, so that can be done. And if I don't attach a royalty on top of it, what you will do? So it's also another case, right? So there is no royalty attached. So it will go further, right? You want to keep it, you want to sell it. There is no royalty attached. It's up to you. Like the same things which happens on the other physical collectibles, like what you guys have, like the paintings and all. So there are no royalties attached with that, like any other auction or sale it, and they are done. Now it's up to you. You want to sell it further or not. And when you want to sell it via auction house take a fees, right? That's kind of thing NFT marketplaces do. Like we have NFT marketplaces where you trade this. So that's kind of things happen. So similar thing like what happens in the real market, but actually with the true ownership data, decentralized, distributed, immutable, which means no one can come and say update your data that this NFT owned by me instead of this. It's owned by you. It's yours. It's decentralized across the globe. Anyone can verify it. It's your content. It's creating value. So it's your ownership, right? You have the ownership of that thing. You can brag for it. You can show off for that I have this. But also NFT is actually creating. When we will go further, you will get to know more about the NFT thing.